What up? What up? What's going on? Welcome to another episode of Wrestling with the Bros alongside James, who has on some weird green hat. His head is going to, yeah,
Best team
he's
in the
going to have
league. Don't
gang
worry.
green around his head.
Don't
Best
worry.
team in
Yeah,
the
you
league.
see,
Don't worry.
yeah, okay. I want y'all to see this right here. I want you,
Y'all winning 10 games
Lakers,
next year.
okay,
Don't worry.
Lakers.
Well,
All
Y'all
one day
right,
winning
we'll be
10
back.
games next year.
One day it'll be
you know,
Lakers Celtics
I said,
final again.
oh
I
my,
said,
yeah, you're right, and we're beating the hell out of you.
Yeah,
But we're
yeah.
so
Here
glad to
we
have James here with us, ladies and gentlemen, on the show with us once again. Make sure you hit that uh, follow button, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button on our YouTube channel, Wrestling with the Bros. Also, we're at WWTV 2024. It is the start of the holiday weekend. We have finally made it to the 4th of July weekend. Fellas, any plans for the weekend? Are you all just going to chill out or what?
I'm working.
Okay, so Fair's getting a holiday pay. James?
Yep. Yep.
tomorrow I'm off. Thank God. Not doing nothing tomorrow. Saturday I got a barbecue, so that's gonna be fun. And Sunday I'm just recovering.
You going to go and see Jurassic Park?
No. I am seeing Superman though. Next Friday at 11:30. I'm excited
Next
for
week is
that.
my
Oh, okay.
next week is my birthday, so I'm gonna go see it Friday morning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anniversary is on
I'll,
Thursday, and my birthday is on Sunday.
Are you? So
I,
you 7-Eleven?
Yeah.
no,
What
no,
you
no,
said? My
no. He's
anniversary? No,
no.
my anniversary is the 10th. The
Mm.
13th is my birthday.
Oh, I thought your birthday was 7-Eleven. Never mind.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna go see. So I saw F1. That was actually good. F1 was good.
I want to go see that.
Um,
I want to go see that.
yeah, when you see it, it'll kind of give you that summer blockbuster feel, kind of like when you watch like Top Gun or Days of Thunder type deal. It gave you that type of, at least for me, it gave me that vibe. Um, I'm going to go check out. I'll probably go check out Jurassic World. Maybe I don't know if I'm going to go see it Sunday. I'm not sure yet
I'm not going to the
because
movies and watching that movie. I'm
and
going to
then
watch that at
and
home.
then and then we're going to go. No, I'm gonna go see it at the movies. I'm excited. I'm excited to see ScarJo on screen, and then uh, we're also and then I'll be out of town the weekend Superman comes out. So so when I come back, I'm gonna watch it then. When I come back from out of town. So, but yeah, man, hey, it's a great month to be at the movies, man. Great month. Jurassic
No, yeah.
World,
Yeah,
Superman, and Fantastic
and
Four.
Fantastic Four,
Great month. Yeah,
crazy,
Gr- great month
insane.
to be.
Can't
Great
wait.
month to be at the movies, man. I can't wait either. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't been to the movies this year, get to
Yo,
the movies, man. Get to the movies. Some good stuff out there.
what movies
Tonight.
y'all go to? Y'all go to? I got AMC's a whole bunch of my stuff. Y'all go like the AMC's? Where y'all go?
So I have
I know in Jersey
classic
it's
cinemas.
in Regal and a couple of AMC big theaters in Elizabeth. I know that.
I go to there's one where I live now. There it's in the little plaza. Sometimes I go to Clifton. Clifton is a pretty big one.
Yeah,
Sometimes I go to the one up in Paramus. Sometimes this one in Richfield Park is brand new. They have a really small theater setting, but it's nice because it's right there, and they have the later shows. So like, if I want to see a movie at 12 o'clock in the morning, I can go. I have no problem doing it. You know.
yeah. See, when I lived in Jersey, it was just like when I left, or not, kind of like 5 or so years before I left, Jersey Gardens kind of just went up, and that
Mm.
big AMC theater was built. I went back there like recently, like when I came up there to visit, bro. That's the net. Like the floors are still. Oh, whatever. I
Nah,
don't know about it. That, bro. Like it's the worst shit ever. Like I was like I don't know what I'm stepping on. The shit I seen the condom there one time. Never mind.
nice,
But it was crazy. It was
nice.
crazy. It was crazy.
No, I have a classic cinemas and I have a Cinemark by my house. But
Cinema.
yeah, I
Wow.
go to Cinemark. The closest AMC to me is like 30 minutes away. But I think Cinemark and AMC are like under the same umbrella or something like that or whatever. So, but I go to Classic Cinemas because it's free refills on popcorn and pop on any size. Cinemark, you only get a free refill on just the large. So
They
I'd
got
rather go to
IMAX
Cinemark.
there and stuff.
Uh, no, IMAX for me is about 30 minutes away as well. So So when Fantastic Four comes out, I'm actually going to go see it at Cinemark because of the
The
Galactus
buckets.
popcorn bowl. You get a bucket, yeah.
Yeah.
So the
I'm
reason why
definitely
I go,
getting that one. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm getting that one.
And
Definitely
you know
getting that
what?
one. I don't get this shit either
Shout
though.
out shout out to Marvel. Well, I've missed like the last 3 or 4 different Marvel buckets, so I have to get this one. But shout out to Marvel for not showing Galactus. I honestly thought in that last trailer they were going to have get like it was going to be like a full shot of Galactus, and I'm actually glad that they didn't do that because to me that was the one thing, the one appeal that took away from Captain America: Brave New World was showing the Red Hulk. I think if they
You
would have
don't think
kept
they?
it a little bit, I don't think so. I think he's just enough to where people. I think that encourages people to go to the movies. I mean, I think they were going to go, but with them not showing Galactus, I mean, you see his foot, his head, but you haven't seen like a full body shot. You don't know how his eyes and all that stuff glows or whatever. I think they're doing a great job. So when you actually do see him, it's going to be like holy hell or whatever. You know what I'm saying? However you react to it. That's just me personally.
No, I don't know. Like the Red Hulk thing, I can see your point. I don't know if I necessarily agree, just because of the character of who Thunderbolt Ross is. Like, if you're like a
Hmm.
comic book dude like me and you, I don't know how James how much you are, but if we all know who the hell Thaddeus Ross is or who he
Hmm.
becomes, so like I don't know if he shouldn't have been shown. Like, I don't know. Maybe not so many times. Maybe the final trailer if we would have saw it, but they showed him in like every trailer, so it was just
Yeah.
like no anticipation or
Right.
whatever. But yeah, I get what you're saying on that point, but I don't think it was anything. Once you put Thunderbolt Ross in a movie, I'm at some point he's going to be Red Hulk. So I was just like,
Right. Right. Right.
just show it to me.
Right.
But
I
No. No.
yeah, I definitely don't.
Go ahead, Jay.
I like them not showing Galactus. I agree with you.
the only
Oh, did they
reason
show
why
his head? Did they show
I'm
his head? I
I'm
didn't
pretty
see that.
sure I think
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
did,
Like the
but they
side of his
didn't show
head.
his whole. Yeah, I don't think they showed like his face. I could be wrong. I didn't see anything about it, but
No.
Yeah, I
No.
don't remember
They
that.
didn't. They didn't. The only way you saw his face is if was actually it was at Comic Con. The trailer had leaked online, and at the
Oh,
very end
I
of the
see.
first trailer, at the very end of that trailer, you see Galactus peeking in into the Baxter building, and Herbie turns around and looks at him, and
Oh,
like
okay.
like that's like the only thing that you saw. So when the official trailers came out of it, all you saw was a shadow, him turning his head, looking at the Statue of Liberty, and then in the second one they showed I think they showed those two again, and then they showed him walking the streets of New York. And then in
yeah,
Yeah.
this
yeah,
last one, and then this last one, they show when they're on his ship, they showed his arm, and then they showed him walking and kicking a car or whatever. And actually, technically, when they first showed Reed Richards, if you pay close attention, he's fighting Galactus because if you look in the background and they show Mr. Fantastic and he's stretching. If you look in the background at that building, that's Galactus's head. Of course, he's covered, but but you can see his head. So
um, on the thing about the Red Hulk, I didn't know he existed until Marvel vs. Capcom 1. There was a secret skin where if you played as the Hulk, if you put in like a certain button, I think if you hit like the select button on the PlayStation 1, he would come up red. That's the only way I knew about him. But I didn't know he was an actual character. I only knew it was a secret.
Yeah, but that wasn't Red Hulk. That was just Hulk and Hulk Red. Like that wasn't.
No,
That
I
wasn't.
know, but that was like my first like I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't know he was a separate character. Then as I got older, I realized he was a separate character. I was like, oh shit, I had no idea.
Yeah, Red Hulk is a monster, bro. Like serious.
yeah, yeah, oh yeah,
And
hey,
Speaking
he-
hey,
speaking on the
he,
topic of Hulks, I don't know if you guys seen, but the uh the brand new day, like rumors are starting to come out a little bit,
oh,
and
the Spider-Man plot. Yeah.
yeah, apparently Spider-Man is teaming up with the Punisher to take on Savage Hulk.
yeah, I did see that.
I can believe Hulk is in the movie. I don't know about teaming up with the Punisher. I I don't like to believe that because I know where that came from and where that. So I don't like to believe that guy or that account, I should say. Um, but can Hulk be in a Spider-Man movie? Sure. Teaming up with the Punisher, why would he do that? Why would he? He would automatically try to stop. He and the Punisher are not friends in comic book lore. So why
What,
would you
Spider-Man and
even?
Punisher?
Why would you put that? I don't know. It'd just be weird. Now he can be involved, and maybe they're going after the Hulk, kind
Yeah,
of
I think that's what it
individually.
was. I think that's what it was. I think they said they wanted
Yeah.
to do like not like a team up, but like the enemy of my enemy is my friend. I guess you could say. Like
Oh,
I
okay.
know
So
like
that makes
I
more
know
sense.
I know the Punisher's like an anti-hero, and Peter's more of like the no, let's try to save people, stuff like that. So I'm interested to see what they do. I'm happy that they actually moved it. I'm happy that they moved the two Avengers movies back, so that way it can come out. Because I'm pretty sure it takes place before Doomsday, so it will make a little
Yeah.
more
Yeah,
sense
right before
timeline
it's the movie
wise.
before Doomsday. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Doomsday's dropped. No, yeah, Doomsday dropped that December, and and Spider-Man's supposed to come out in July, something like that.
July 31st.
Yeah.
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 All right, ladies and
But okay,
gentlemen,
hold
we're
on.
gonna get right to
One more
wrestling.
nerdy
Oh, go
thing.
ahead. Oh, go
One
ahead. Go
more
ahead. Go ahead.
nerdy
Go ahead.
thing. I'm sorry. One more nerdy thing. Did we watch Ironheart? Anybody? No.
I did. I finished it
No,
last night.
I haven't, but I do know what's going on, and that's really cool that they showed that specific character.
I mean, it's so much. It's so much there. I think when you do watch it, James, think of it not as a typical superhero movie. Think of it as a tragedy.
That's a tragedy.
It's a tragedy of Riri Williams, and then watch the show.
Hmm.
'Cause if you think about it, and Chris, because you watched it,
Mm-hmm.
think about it. We've never seen a character make the choices he made, especially at the end. It's the
Yeah.
tragedy of Riri Williams. I think this kind of sets up to Strange Academy. I think they're doing that either next year or sometime. I forget.
Yeah.
What
But
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's going.
Strange Academy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're doing Strange Academy. Yeah.
What, like a Doctor Strange?
Yep.
yeah. That was his.
Oh,
Like it
okay.
kind of had his storylines where we're around Kamatage and all that type of good stuff. So,
Because I did see when he was talking, I did see a character get mentioned that I haven't heard of since the first Doctor Strange movie, and I was
mm,
like, really? This is where you're mentioning him again? And of all
Right.
places,
who?
like, oh,
Oh, Caecilius.
Dormammu. No, Dormammu.
Or no, well, in the series they mentioned Caecilius, they mentioned Dormammu. It's
Yeah,
all in. So they're
that
definitely connecting the series to it. Yeah.
that's why I said that. I was like, Dormammu. I was like, what the fuck? Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, my
All
bad. Go ahead.
right.
Go ahead, bro.
No,
Keep
no,
it.
you're
Go
good.
ahead.
Good. You're good. Hey, let's go ahead and jump right into it because we're here to talk wrestling. We could talk nerd stuff all day if we wanted to, but
Yep.
we're going to talk some wrestling. Night of Champions happened over in Saudi Arabia. For the most part, crowd was good except during that Jade and Jade Cargill and Oscar match. Oh boy, that
Mm.
crowd was super silent during the end. Ooh, they were. Ooh, they did not. Ooh, they were silent. But overall, actually, I think Night of Champions kind of setting the motion or setting up things for SummerSlam. It's going to be that springboard to get us to SummerSlam. And SummerSlam is what a little less than a month away, and it's going to be in
29
New
days.
Jersey. 29 days. My man James, he is going. Um, I think he's going. I'm not sure,
Yeah,
Oh
but
yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
uh, I got I got 2 day pass for 2 days, so
okay,
I'm going both
Ooh,
excellent,
nights. Yeah.
excellent,
balling.
excellent.
Balling was that $850,000?
No,
Baller.
I actually got it early because I was home the day they went on sale and I wasn't at work.
Mm.
And when they first went up, I looked at it. It was like 6:30 to sit like section 126, something like that.
Mesity?
Uh, like so you know how like you like if you're looking at the goalpost, right, in Giant Stadium,
Mm-hmm.
MetLife Stadium, I'm like a couple rows up, but I'm still like on like the first level. So I have like a clear direct shot of the ring too.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I got
Okay,
it. I
Well,
gotcha.
got it
that
from.
would all depends on where you are as far as like the entrance wise goes. Like, where's that?
I'm facing the ramp.
Facing the ramp?
Yeah, I'm
That awesome.
facing the ramp. Yeah.
That's awesome seats.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent. No, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. So James will be there August 2nd and 3rd
Yep.
for SummerSlam. He'll probably be our correspondent for that. But but I do want to say, Night of Champions. Honestly, it was a solid show. Um, as I mentioned, Jade, she is the queen of the ring. Cody Rhodes is the king of the ring. John Cena retains his belt. As of we know right now, that is the final in him and Punk's feud. That's it. That's all is done. Also, Solo Sokoa, in fair, we talked about this on the last show. If they take that belt off of Jacob, yeah,
Bro,
we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about it. And Solo Sokoa gets his first singles title. I think, and I kind of have a feeling as to why they did it. Uh, Sami Zayn, he was a winner as well. And and Rhea Ripley, she beat Raquel Rodriguez. I think that is her conclusion with the Judgment Day. So, Fair, I'm gonna start with you. What were your overall thoughts of Night of Champions?
I mean, it was a B minus show. I mean, nothing spectacular. But I don't know why. I don't know if it's just. I don't know if it's simply just like how people want to make it out, just a simple black thing with Jade in that crowd. Um, but they didn't like her. I don't know why. But
Dude,
maybe
you
they
can.
don't like tall, muscular women. Maybe they. I don't know. You know what they look. I don't know. But it was just weird the way the match ended, and it was dead silent.
You
Like
can hear a pin drop. That's how
That's
quiet it
not
was.
just she's black. I don't know what it was. Like even for Naomi when they told her that shut the f up, they were at least reacting as like and vocal to somebody. Like that's a reaction that you would have, especially in today's wrestling, right? But they did nothing for that match. Nothing. Like, I watched it back because I just wanted to. People were saying that I'm like, thought I heard no, and I'm just like, nothing,
Yeah.
nothing. It was just weird. But again, get the WrestleMania finish with John Cena. Okay, so him and Seth Rollins literally arguing in the ring like that. That kind of got weird to me. Like, what you mean just arguing in the ring? And he's Seth doing this shit, and now he do that shit. I don't know what he. I don't.
Penta, hold on. Penta walking down. He's walking slow to the ring as
Right,
John Cena and Seth are fighting.
bro.
He's
This dude's
pounding.
doing the stupid walk down to the ring.
Jeff Hardy's off the hook because Jeff Hardy did an AEW too when he first showed up. He did his little dance at the top of the ring as Matt Hardy's getting his ass beat.
This dude's
Same
doing the
exact thing.
stupid
He's doing a La Parka walk.
Oh
setting
my
up his
God.
pyro and shit. Like, what are you doing?
I don't know, but
He must have thought, no, he thought it was an episode of Raw or something. Because he literally was sitting there just strutting. I'm like, dude, get down to the ring.
Oh man, that shit had me crying, bro. But I don't know, man. It just like again, like
And it was
if
the
we're gonna
right
keep
call.
going,
It was the right call for Jay to win. That was the right call.
oh yeah, you couldn't. I don't like Oscar. Cool, you good. I mean, you good. One of the greatest of all time. But if you're trying to build Jade, faults and all, if you're trying to build Jade, you cannot have her lose in the finals to Oscar. That was clearly like just we knew it. There was no angst. The match was it was a match. A bunch of spots. I said this on X. She is just so worried about misstepping that it's just locking her up. There's no fluidity to her movements. You know what I'm saying? Like when you see these other girls that have more experience in the ring than her, by the way, it's a big thing. But you see, the Baileys and even the Beckys and obviously Charlotte's and Tiff's, they fluid. The move is just easily exchanged, and this Jade just feels like she's just trying not to make a mistake, and she needs to get past that so she can maybe be a little more looser in the ring, because it's just spot, 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 spot. Let me get it, spot, spot, spot. It just and then finish. It feels mechanical, and I think it feels mechanical because she is not comfortable right now. Just me, it's an observation. I don't know clearly.
James, go ahead, man.
Jay winning was the right call. It's the most logistical, built-in story point that they can add with her and Naomi and Bianca down the road. I think it's also an easy way for Naomi to cash in at SummerSlam or whatever. The crowd was not. I don't understand why, and I'm not going to try to break that down or whatever. That's not my place.
But it was clearly something. So
it's something. Something happened. Look, I don't know. It was a weak reaction. She deserved better. Maybe they thought there was more towards the match. I don't know. I really don't know. But well deserved. She deserves it. And I'm going to be excited to see where that story goes, because Naomi's lurking in the background, and she's going to win the Money in the Bank regardless. I thought Night of Champions was very good, but I think some of the matches' results should have been flipped. Like, I didn't think Rhea Ripley necessarily needed that win. I didn't think Sami Zayn needed that win. And I don't necessarily think that, it was kind of just a show just to appease them almost, I feel. Raquel, yeah, but I feel like Raquel deserved it a little bit more, because Rhea Ripley loses, she loses. She's still one of the top draws in the company, right? I feel like you could have had something where Roxanne Perez helped her out and Raquel wins to kind of advance that story a little bit. I think that would have been a little better. And I guess Sammy wasn't going to lose in Saudi anyway. So that happened. I feel like Cross deserved that win. I think he has a lot of momentum still, even though it's kind of like a little on and off. I don't know how you guys feel about him necessarily, but I think he deserved it a little bit more. I was happy with Solo winning. I think he deserves it as well. He basically carried SmackDown after Roman left in 2024. Good for him. They can continue the Samoan SmackDown storyline as always, because they have 9,000 Samoans. I'm sure there's more coming in the background at some point.
Obviously, Roman got 6 kids. So,
yeah. Look, it'll be the year 21,000, and Solo Sikoa V will be defending the title against Roman Reigns. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it anymore. It's just how it is. I'm telling you that's what's going to be.
Yeah.
I do like how they finally got Hikuleo involved again. Now they actually have him on television. Somebody called him the Samoan Kevin Nash. I started dying laughing.
Shit.
Someone called him that.
You know what? Hey, Jay, you know what? Call Michael Cole and tell him who he is, okay? Because Michael Cole was trying to figure out who the hell he was.
That's the problem.
Couldn't say his name.
That's Tama Tonga. That's their brother.
There's so many of them. You get them confused at some point. You got Tala, Tama, Tongaloa. Like what? Who's next? Samoa Tonga? Like what are we doing here?
Samoa Tonga, that's crazy. Samoa Joe. What about that? No, I'm joking.
Yeah, exactly. Right?
I'm joking. Do not come in my comment section.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm happy for Solo. He deserves it. And I hope maybe they finally get away from the stereotypical, the gang that can't shoot straight kind of like with him, Tongaloa and Tama Tonga. It gives him a little credibility on SmackDown now. Like now Solo has a belt, and now he has a goon protecting him. That's a giant behind him.
Listen. I said it last episode. I don't know if you listened, James. I said if they fucking took that belt off of Jacob, I was gonna come up here and tell you you suck. You suck. Okay? You suck. You build I get it. The oldest trick in the book, build the heel gang for the babyface monster to run through. I got it. There's no reason to take that belt off of Jacob. There's no reason. There's no reason, man. I get it, but on the flip side of that, though, at some point, Solo was gonna have to win something.
And that
So
was that
you
was that was
can't.
my argument. That was my argument.
It's no way. I'm mad at the move, and that's kind of why I said what I said. But it's like I only could just say I get it, but you suck for doing that. You suck for doing that. I don't know. That was kind of crazy, but yeah, like I said, I don't know. The more I'm talking about it, it's kind of like a C show. It wasn't that great. I didn't like. Did you like the Cody Randy match? I really didn't. Was it?
No,
It was
but
it was okay. It was okay. It was solid.
it was
I
just
But
didn't
there.
really like it. It
there
wasn't.
was there was there
I
was
think that was
moments
SmackDown.
where it teased, and James and I think James alluded to this, that Randy Orton was giving hints that there's a possible. He was giving hints that there's a possible heel turn coming.
The voices are talking to him.
Yeah. The voices are talking to him, definitely, and I think a
I
heel turn
definitely
is
think that's
definitely coming.
I definitely think that's the Saturday Night Main Event match. I think they're definitely right. They're not going to not have Cody in Atlanta, so that's definitely, in my opinion, Saturday Night Main Event match. I feel like this Saturday Night Main Event is going to have probably 5 matches, probably, but I think it's all going to be star studded. There's no. I don't think they're gonna bullshit around with this one. If rumor has it that Roman Reigns is coming back before SummerSlam, don't know why and how, but whatever. If he is coming back, Saturday Night Main Event will be the perfect spot. If I don't know, you got Seth already there, so he's fighting LA Knight. I feel like it's going to be a tag match with Sami and Jay versus Gunther, not Gunther,
Braun Breaker and
Braun Breaker and
Bronson.
Bronson Reed. I feel like that's a tag match. What better place? Like it doesn't make sense. It's not going to be. I don't think there's going to be any women's matches because why would you have a women's match and the next fucking day you got a
It's
goddamn
evolution.
It's Evolution, exactly.
pay per view? Like put 14 matches on that shit and go burn it down. But
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a kind of a star-studded night. I don't know if Cena's getting there, possibly.
No, he's his next advertised event is July 18th in San Antonio. He only has 15 appearances left.
The Friday after.
So he only has 15 appearances
Damn, he
left.
has 15? Wow.
So I don't think we're gonna get him as much as like down the road as much as we want. I did see something that his last match is supposed to be mid-December. There is a Saturday Night Main Event in Boston in the TD Garden. So I would imagine that will be the place of his last match. I would think.
would for sure think his last match. I think they already knew that. I think we kind of knew that was happening, but it's when he's going to lose the belt. It's kind of when is in focus, or does he even lose? I think we have to consider the possibility that he can be the first person to retire with a belt.
I don't think he loses. I have a feeling, or if he does, I have a feeling. Well, now that we know that my original thought was Cody was going to turn heel, go to heel tactics and beat him, and then Cena was going to beat him at Saturday Night Main Event and win the belt and retire with the belt. Kind of the opposite of the CM Punk story, except him him retire with it. But now that he's going to be Guile in Street Fighter, I would imagine that probably changed things up as well. I don't think he'll be a heel the entire run though. But
you can't put the belt on Cody. How do you put the belt on Cody? He's about to go film a movie. That's kind of
Well, that's what I'm saying. Before that came out.
okay. Yeah,
Before that came out. Yeah.
I just I don't know. Like it just and I can't like I just remember. So it's not going to be Cody Randy, but I seen a spoiler for tomorrow's the SmackDown. I forget we pre-recorded SmackDown, and I know the match for Saturday Night Main Event, but I just don't want to say it on the podcast.
Well,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
I'll tell y'all off the
I
off.
know what it is
off
too. I
air.
know what it is too.
You know what it is? Okay, so
Yeah.
you know what it is. The only person who
Yeah,
doesn't know is Chris. He's the guy that does a podcast every goddamn week. But whatever.
I'm a busy man. No, you know what? The one thing that I thought, even though I picked Sami Zayn, the one match that I thought maybe they could have flipped it, I picked Sami Zayn to win. But looking at it, I was like, maybe they should have helped Cross win, or should have had Cross win to get his momentum going. And I'll say this: he took a lot of back bumps. He read those comments
He
on
did.
social media and was
But
like, "I'm gonna show you how to take a bump. All right, I'm gonna take a
yeah.
bump." Um, I like,
I think he even took an
I picked.
outside back bump, didn't he?
Yeah,
He
yeah,
did.
I
He
think he
did.
did. Yeah.
Yeah, he
Look,
did.
I picked Sami Zayn to win, but looking at it, maybe they should have given Cross that dub, get that
Yeah.
momentum going to really help solidify his heel run. But you know what though? All in all, I thought it was probably the right call.
Sammy was
But
never
if
losing in
but
Saudi.
Yeah. Yeah.
if you're gonna continue this story with Sammy and Cross, was Sammy attempted to prove to Cross that he was wrong, and if this is going to get that heel turn or that heel run of Cross going, then it makes sense. Maybe possibly get Sammy to the dark side. I don't know, but then it makes sense. But
What
that's
one
neither
thing I
here nor there.
want to point out too. They have to do this is something I just pointed out too. They have to do a better job of kind of enforcing rules with the matches. And what I mean is when Jey Uso fought Gunther for the belt a couple weeks ago, Gunther put him in a sleeper and they raised his arm once and
And
it
they called.
dropped and they called it. Now,
Yeah.
for Sami Zayn and Cross, they did it 3 times. And he got his hand up on the third time. I'm like, wait a minute. What happened to just one and down? You know what I'm saying? Like how did that come to? I mean, obviously I know it's all scripted and stuff, but just very weird how that worked out that way. I was like, didn't 2 weeks ago he lost on just a one arm count? Like,
Yeah. So with that, and I get what everybody's saying with that, but I think that's done just for effect for the individual character. Like this is where you have to kind of to overly rely on your suspension of disbelief or belief or however you say that phrase.
Mhm.
One, Cross is not built up to the level of a Gunther or whoever else of a Roman of a whoever else uses a submission hold or would put you in a sleeper type hold, right?
yeah,
So you don't you can't book a dude like a killer who's not been booked on TV like a killer, but you book Gunther on TV like a killer and a dude that you don't want to let him get the three because he can hurt somebody. Gunther is built like that. Every match he's ever had, he's built like that. He's earned that equity for that. Brock Lesnar earned that equity for that. Kurt Angle earned that equity for that. Karrion Kross, as good as he is, and he's actually a legit fighter, practices Muay Thai and all of that, and I believe jiu-jitsu. But on TV, on how they booked him so far, it's just more believable that that he would go to 3 or he would be able to kick out or give him time to kick out or recover. It's just kind of how that character is booked. One's booked as a monster, the other one hasn't had a TV match besides Night of Champions. So it's like you can't book them the same way because they're not the same. They're not.
Mm.
And we put the curtain back.
Right. No. I see your point. No, I see your point. It was like I said, that was one match. I said, you know what, they probably could have gone either way, but I mean, it was the right call to give it to Sammy. But I wouldn't have been mad
I don't
if
think it
Cross
was.
would have won it.
I
I
disagree
think
with saying it was the right call. I don't think it was the right call, but I think it was the the call for the home book or however you
homecoming.
want to say it. Like the hometown guy won.
Right.
Technically, I don't know if he's home, like that's his end. I don't know all of that, but just because he's Muslim, he won. That even sounds crazy. You're not gonna have Sami Zayn lose in Saudi. That's his people. His people came to see him there. You can't have him lose.
Right.
I'm not saying,
Uh,
yeah, that was just crazy.
Which
Erase
is
that.
which means he'll be the Rumble winner in 2026 then.
yeah.
That can happen.
Probably.
That can
Like,
happen.
it's crazy. It's like on the wall. Like, I don't think he's ever lost a match ever in Saudi, and it would make
I don't think
sense
he
if he
has.
went. Yeah, it would make sense if he went in the Raw. Him and Solo. Solo never lost a match in Saudi either. That's
Yeah,
a
he's
little
a
fun
Saudi
fact too.
king too.
So, you know,
Um. Well, I think that about wraps up Night of Champions. Overall, decent show.
Yeah.
Nothing, but it was a decent show. But it was important for what it's going to do story wise, leading up to not just Saturday night's main event, but more so SummerSlam. Because we know that Jade, since she won Queen of the Ring, taking on Tiffany Stratton. There's a possibility of a cash in from Naomi, and then Cody Rhodes will be taking on John Cena for that belt once again at SummerSlam. Could be a cash in for Seth Rollins. Uh, I think we kind of have an idea that Cody's not going to win now that he's been booked to play Guile in Street Fighter. So that yeah, just interesting storylines
Here's
moving forward.
here's how I wrap that whole thing up. We don't know what the filming schedule is. We don't know if those characters, especially Akuma, in my opinion, but whatever. We don't know if those characters have, major plot lines. We don't know what the movie is, so we'll see. I mean, it's kind of crazy how people are saying that the movie, as it's being casted, it's going into filming in August. That don't make sense.
uh,
Like,
unless they have everybody they need, kind of
yeah, but
because
you still got to do a whole bunch of pre-production. There's no way
Yeah.
they just announced the movie. There's
Principal
no way
photography.
a script is ready yet. They haven't tested the whatever backgrounds and all of that. I don't think that's till next year, in my opinion. But
We'll see. We'll
from
see.
what they say now, they're supposed to be filming in August, but you just announced the cast and you're filming in August. I mean, Marvel announced their Doomsday cast. I think in what, April, maybe
yes,
March.
No, it was May. What was
I think it
it?
was
Maybe,
May actually.
April or May?
April, yeah, I think it was May.
yeah, but that had a whole before the year before they announced the guy who was the main villain. That was a year before.
I think
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
I think they have everything kind of already like predetermined because I think they're filming in Australia too, if I'm not mistaken. So
Oh, okay.
unless they have everything kind of predetermined from that, like what they have an idea of, because I'm pretty sure Australia is a pretty common
Ah.
um filming area. I guess I don't know
Mm-hmm.
why exactly, but I know like they have like a lot of like big movies. I know like the Mortal Kombat movies are filmed over there. Um, but
Tax credit.
Tax
like
breaks. Tax break the biggest thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and Fair also said it too. We don't know how much they're involved. Like I would imagine Guile or Cody Rhodes' Guile would have a decent role in it because he's one of the main characters. Akuma, I don't know, and this is where it
I
gets
don't know
interesting
how. Like,
because
why does he have this big thing? Like, Akuma doesn't have much to do with story. Like, he just pops up and wants to fight Ryu, and then he leaves.
well, I,
He-
I, I think I think maybe that's what they're gonna do. I think I have a feeling
so
maybe
why does that
because
need 6 months? That needs like 2 weeks.
yeah, but you know how it is. Maybe
Now,
You could.
Now, James, now you said it's going to be filmed in Australia. Is there something going on in Perth or something like that? Doesn't WWE have an event in Perth?
September, yeah. No,
October,
wait,
October,
October is it? What are they
hmm
doing? In,
October 10th is Crown Jewel.
oh yeah,
Yeah. So I'm just saying now if it's going to be filmed in Australia, that'd be a good. And let's just say they start doing some stuff pre-production or do some production or whatever. Cody goes down. Cody, leaves for a little while, and then Cody comes back when they're in Perth. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. I'm not saying.
I
I don't
wouldn't be
see
surprised.
that going off till next year, bro. I no.
No,
I
but
don't
no,
know.
it could.
I
It
don't know
could.
either. But
Um, do you guys want to talk about SmackDown? We had SmackDown on the Friday before.
Nah, I'm gonna do SmackDown.
I will
I
say
already
this.
saw the spoiler.
Uh, uh, I
This
will say
SmackDown.
this. No, no, last week's SmackDown. I thought CM Punk coming out as Doctor Thug, or the Doctor of Thugonomics. That was dope.
That was
And
elite.
man,
Didn't like
man,
that.
who didn't?
A lot of people. People
I
said it was
loved it.
whack.
I guarantee you, if they would have done it in America, that wherever that place would have gone, they would have gone nuts. Because to me, that crowd, it felt like it was like they're like, oh wait a minute, what is this? Huh? What? Oh, is
It was
that Punk?
people saying that
Oh
shit was whack, and
no,
I'm so surprised. I'm
no,
so
I think.
surprised.
that
I,
was
I,
great.
I think because it's the it's that Punk did it. I think it's like I know what they were trying to do. It was like Cena will do the pipe bomb and he'll do the Doctor of Thugonomics thing. Punk life, drug free on the the knuckle bands, which was
I
hilarious
thought
by the way.
that was
Yeah,
hilarious.
yeah,
Um, but I don't know. I feel like it was the right message. It might have been the wrong place to do it, or
exactly.
they could have done it anywhere else. I think too. And it just so happens to happen to be in Saudi.
They could have did
But
that shit in London, and the shit would have been
and
better.
I think and you know what it's too. I feel like a lot of like wrestling, like the IWC. Maybe this is a little far fetched. I feel like a lot of them didn't really like see Cena as that because Cena was really only the Doctor of Thugonomics for 2 years, maybe a year and a half, and then he turned into Super Cena.
I don't know. Like
Mhm.
it's kind of that part is kind of like the economics, and then like kind of the next year he turned really into Super Cena because he went. Because that the next year I think he got the Big Show, right? He won the United States Championship Big Show, and he fucking in Madison Square Garden he picked him
Yeah,
up, and
2004. Hmm.
I think that was
He
the
was
Super Cena moment.
he was still doing the Doctor Thugonomics stuff, but I feel like it was only for such a short while because he's been wrestling for
It
Yeah,
25
wasn't that
it
years.
didn't
long.
seem long. Yeah,
It wasn't that long.
it didn't.
It
Yeah, it
wasn't
didn't
that
seem long at
long.
all.
So like I feel like some people are like, oh yeah, he did do that because most people just know my time is now and the Cena
Right.
wins and the multicolored shirts. They don't remember him coming out with a Tracy McGrady jersey on. They don't remember him coming out with a Julius Erving New Jersey Nets jersey on.
It's
Like
he was also a heel, so it was
he
like maybe
was,
that's why. Yeah.
he was, but I think people would remember. I think like older fans remember that more. Even if it was for a short while.
All right. Yeah.
No, you're right.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah, but a lot of people, it really had like I was like, and you also got to realize that sometimes you're not speaking to people your age, but they know a lot about wrestling, but they're
Mhm.
really like not your age. So then you don't like they don't remember seeing it live. Like I remember seeing Doctor Thugonomics live. I remember him dressing as Vanilla Ice and him rapping, and then like 6 months later
Yeah.
him smacking Stephanie McMahon's ass. Like I remember that.
Yep. Mhm.
boobies.
You
Ass.
know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like I
Yep.
remember that Cena.
Yep.
Right.
Like yeah, that's what I remember. But yeah, it's like you like when you get in you like I'm about to be 41. Chris is a little older than me. When you see shit live and then when people just see it on YouTube, it's different.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of why the disconnect of it maybe was. But I thought that shit was the funniest shit ever. And when he said that Kendrick line, people was so mad. I'm like, bro, it's just the fact that Punk said that shit. That's the only reason why that shit's funny to me. CM Punk said that shit. Are you serious?
No, I loved it. I thought it was a great call. Man, like I said, if they would have done it anywhere else, I think it would have got a bigger reaction.
Yeah.
Like if they would have done it, I hate to sound like the typical American, but I'm being honest here. I think if they would have done it like in a place like Chicago, New York, Philadelphia,
The
something
major
like that.
wrestling
Alabama.
cities.
They could have
The
did that
major
shit in
wrestling
Alabama.
cities.
People would have fucking
Yeah.
popped for that shit,
Oh
bro.
yeah.
That shit was funny as
Yeah,
hell.
that's true. No, it
That
was
shit was
great. I
funny.
loved it. I loved it. But here's some great news about SmackDown. It's officially going back to 2 hours. So we win. We're happy. We win.
Yep. I
Um,
don't have to go to 9 o'clock and say, God damn, it's fucking still 3 hour show. Yeah, I'm
man.
not doing that shit no more.
Thank
10
God.
o'clock, I'm out.
Um,
Thank
but Monday Night Raw was a solid show. I actually watched it today at work. I watched it. One of my favorite parts of Raw, and to me, this is how they should book Gunther. Gunther's promo was one of the best promos, man. That dude, when he's talking like that, to me, that's when he's at his best. When he's talking like how he was talking, he pretty much came out there. And James, you kind of alluded to this. I don't know if it was early in the show on the topic video, but when he's talking like that, and he's pretty much letting you know you can't beat me, I'm gonna beat the hell out of you. Matter of fact, he said I'm gonna bully Goldberg, and then after I beat him, I'm gonna say who's next. You know, when he's talking like that, that's when Gunther's at his best, man.
And
Gunther is.
Yeah.
That's how they should
Shit
book him.
talking Gunther
That's how they.
is the best
That's how they
version
should
of
book
him
him.
now.
Yeah.
But you also can't fire that bullet off too many times. So I understand why they don't do it a lot. But when they fire that shit off, that man come out like he hate everybody in the world. Like nobody is next to him. Like that man said, I'm gonna bully him in front of his. Oh my god, bro,
they
bro, yeah.
when they want to pull the trigger on him being like that, they can do it. But I think I mentioned in the previous topic discussion, he gives off a very arrogant,
He's elitist.
like, I am the best. There is nothing you can do to stop me. You can put anybody you want in front of me. I will pick them apart mentally. I'll pick them apart physically, and I will make sure I'll leave them in a heap. And there's nothing you
Yep.
could do to get in my head or anything. Now,
Bro,
his record speaks for itself.
Goldberg ass. Like,
Yeah.
just
I
beat
mean, look, as a Goldberg guy, I hate the fact it's coming to this,
it.
but you know, whatever. If
What do you think? Do you think he's gonna let him chop him? Do you think he's gonna let him chop him in that match?
No, because I'd be afraid. I'd be afraid for Goldberg if he did, because he
Bro.
would probably chop him and really hurt him. Like, because those I've been at events where Gunther has wrestled, and his chops sound like gunshots. Those things are just
Sounds like
wow.
on TV.
They're vicious. They're vicious.
Boom! I'm like, oh, like I like this. Like I'm halfway up the stage. I'm like, ow,
Yeah.
it hurt. They sound like they hurt. They sound like gunshots.
I think it's a good two. I think it's a good two, and then you start seeing Goldberg doing this shit.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the finish is he gets him up in the jackhammer, and he kind of rolls over and puts him to sleep or something.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
Put him
Like-
I don't think you can put Goldberg to sleep in his own town. Oh my god.
I would.
No,
Well, I wouldn't be surprised, because I think if you really want to drive the nail that Gunther is the guy, I think that's the best way to do it, because Goldberg is never. I mean, maybe he has. I don't remember, but from what I remember, he's never tapped out. I don't think he's ever been submitted before. So
I don't think he's tapped. I'm trying to think in WCW, did he ever tap? I can't remember if he's
I
ever
was trying to
tapped or not.
remember if he did with Bret Hart. Like I don't. That would be the only person I think would be able to have.
maybe Steiner with the recliner. maybe he
Right.
I
passed
don't think
out,
he's ever lost his
but
Steiner.
Yeah. Oh,
that's
yeah. Okay. Yeah. That. Okay. I knew. Okay. I thought he passed out or something. I couldn't remember against. I couldn't remember if it was against Nash or somebody from the NWO. Or, okay, maybe it was Scott Steiner. Okay,
yeah. Because
maybe it was
I
him.
think that'd be the best. That'd be the best way to have it. And just have him like look like he's gonna win, and then Gunther just be like, "Oh nope, I'm gonna get out of this. Put you to sleep. You're gonna go to sleep, and that's it. And then
Right.
you're gonna just go off in the sunset and retire." And then he could just say, "I retired Bill Goldberg. What are you gonna do now?"
He's
Who's
never
next?
tapped out.
Yeah.
Who's next? He's never tapped out. Okay, I didn't think so. I think so. Another highlight. Uh, Roxanne Perez. She is now officially a part of Judgment Day, and now her and Raquel are going to be running the gauntlet of a tag or fatal four-way tag match, whatever you want to call it. Somebody from SmackDown, Raw, and NXT at Evolution. Um, Finn Balor is one happy person because he's really happy Liv Morgan's gone. He's happy she is gone.
Judgment
He's
Day
He ain't
yeah.
is
slick.
never breaking up, bro. They're
No,
never
Who?
breaking.
Judgment Day? Nah, they're not. They're
They're not
not.
breaking.
no.
And here's the crazy part. Me and Fair have been calling. I think you too, James. We've been calling for Judgment Day to break up, and WWE is like, they must have heard us and said, "Nah, we're not doing that, man. We're
Right?
gonna keep these
We're
two
gonna
people
Because
keep them
together."
on here.
because I
Like,
think it's like good it's like a good stable to have on television. You know, like I think every show kind of needs that in a way. They have popular superstars. You know, people love Finn Balor. People love Dom Mysterio. People love Liv Morgan. You know, they're very popular superstars, and their popularity doesn't seem to kind of fade away. You know, even
Mm-mm.
though I think
No.
this is like the fourth rendition of the Judgment Day, I think, and it's still as popular as ever, and it's gone through multiple phases and people changing, and it's like, when are you gonna? We'll never get rid of this. You just have to deal with it,
No,
I guess.
and the fact that you had two heel tag teams going at it, so the crowd decided to go for JD and Finn Balor. I
Mhm.
thought that was pretty interesting, but no, I thought that match was very solid.
I think they just cheered fucking. They
Just
just cheered
because,
because they just wanted the shit off the New Day. I don't think the New Day has this heel turn like started off super hot and they did nothing with it.
Yeah,
And
I feel like they did
yeah,
nothing with it. And that's because I think of the lack of tag teams on Raw. Like, you
yeah,
basically rotate between three people. You rotate between the War Raiders, the Judgment Day, and the New Day, and that's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
And
give
and
nobody else chances.
yeah,
Nobody else be able to build a feud. Why is A Town down splitting instead of actually going after tag team gold? Like
yes.
I don't know. Like
Why
it's
did you
just
put
crazy. Like
Fraction? Why'd you put Fraction on Raw when you
yeah,
called
why'd
them
you
up?
put them on SmackDown where
Yeah,
SmackDown has the superior fucking tag team division? Why don't you put them on Raw where they can actually be used?
why
But
not put Ray Phoenix on Raw and have the Lucha
with his
Bros?
brother, so but I understand Pimp is hot. You don't want him to kind of do the tag team thing right now. I understand that. But he could do both. I mean, whatever. But yeah, they
No,
just
yeah,
that tag team division on Raw is it's not it doesn't have the talent. Like I
No,
again, there should not be two tag team divisions. There should be one tag team division and go and do both shows. Or if you want all three shows, fine. But it should be going one tag team division so both of those acts can mix together and build good storylines on both shows. But they continue to keep separating it and then unifying it and then separating it again and then unifying it. Like just leave it unified and then let those teams intermingle.
rotate. Yep, rotate. I agree. I agree. Yeah, the tag team division, James. I've been saying this for years. I know I've said it on this show. You may have heard me say it. I don't know. Your tag teams are so important because your tag teams puts eventually they build stars.
yeah,
They build stars. So you have to have a. To me, your tag team division should be your strongest, honestly, because if you
Imagine if they
decide
did have Lucha Bros over there on Raw
if
and
they
having
didn't,
Pence as hot as he is with Ray Phoenix, then him coming in and then using his Pence's fucking uh, newfound over or whatever you want to say that him being over, being in that tag team and also going after the IC title, that would just make the fucking show better. I don't get why they do this with this tag
I
team.
don't either, man.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Matter of fact, who's running the tag team division on Raw? Is it is I mean, because I mean, to me, I would think they would get somebody who to run that division who was actually in the tag team division who knows how it's supposed to go.
See,
I
You
don't
would
know.
think
I
that,
know
but
Road Dogg does SmackDown, and I think Triple H is more on hands on with Raw. I think you see that in SmackDown, Road Dogg, because he was such a great tag team, he's made that tag team division better. Because, like I've said it, you need your tag team to fill hours in your programming.
you do.
You need
You do.
that.
And I like how they kind of put Phoenix and Andrade together. Just
And
just like
great.
a quick sidebar.
Yeah.
That match between DIY and Phoenix and Andrade
Great match.
was fan fucking tastic. That is the epitome of tag team wrestling at its finest.
Right.
And
But
I
what
don't-
if
I
you
don't
would
mean to
have
get
put
sidetracked,
him
but
with his brother?
yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
If you're gonna put him in the tag team, you have his brother who is a mega over guy right now.
Yeah,
Give that power to the tag team division. You can still book him in singles matches. I
And
mean,
you-
we
yeah.
gotta go back. One thing I don't like, I will say this about the Triple H era. I thought it was gonna go back more of old school, maybe bring the old school into the new school, and I thought he was going to kind of get that mid card going again. And in some instances he has, but it's not been consistent. And I think that is hurting the show. Like he needs to get his mid card back together, and that means getting that raw tag team division better.
the champions need to start defending their belts more on television too.
Absolutely.
I think as much as I like Dom Mysterio as champion, I think the Intercontinental title needs to be defended more on Raw. I think now that Solo is the U.S. champion, I think he should defend it more on SmackDown. I think that will elevate those guys, and you need your titles on the show because the biggest problem I had was when Brock Lesnar was champion, and you never saw the belt. You never saw it get defended. You never saw anything until a pay-per-view build-up or the actual pay-per-view. I feel like they do that with the mid-card belts where it's on television, but it's not being defended. It's only being defended at pay-per-views. And it kind of bothers me because I grew up in an era where it would be Eddie Guerrero versus Chris Benoit for the United States Championship. I remember one time it was Booker T versus Chris Benoit, best out of 7 for the United States Championship. You know what I mean? And they wrestled every single week consistently. Like, that's what they need. Like, you need to get these guys on television more. Like, you need to get the championship on television more. You can't just have it be defended at pay-per-views and have Dom Mysterio in the back with AJ Styles and be like, oh, you can't touch me. We're going to have to see you at SummerSlam. Like, why not do it on a Monday Night Raw next week? I know he's hurt. I get it. But hypothetically, if he wasn't hurt.
I think they're doing that for Saturday Night Main Event. Not saying that he's not hurt, but I'm just saying I think they're pushing it to Saturday because it's in Georgia, AJ.
I did see SummerSlam for AJ and Dom. Apparently,
Could be a rematch.
That's the rumor. But yeah, you know, like even if you know Dom Mysterio is gonna win, like at least have the championship be defended. Like I feel like it's never defended on Raw, and when it does, it's like once out of every 2 months. You know,
Neither mid-card title.
Even going further, when was the last time Io Sky wrestled on Raw?
Dog, she
wrestled. She hasn't defended her title since WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Or since winning it at WrestleMania, but she's wrestled a few times.
Yeah, but the point is she hasn't
I'm just saying.
she hasn't defended that title not one time since she's won it, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that until I saw I saw it on Twitter, X, whatever y'all call it. I was like, this can't be life. Like this can't be life.
Like
now, do we say that they were going live EO and maybe that kind of messed it up. Liv gets hurt. Now you got to wait till 2 more. I don't know. Like
Yes, yes and no.
injuries, I think injuries maybe messed that up. But
Yes and no. But the big thing is like they're your champions. You have to showcase them. Like
for
you're
sure,
you're only putting them on pay-per-views and leading up to build the show. Like it's like why? Even if it's not for the title, at least get them on the show. Like at least have them wrestle. Like you mean to tell me you can't
Hmm.
do Io Sky versus Ivy now at least once in the past month or something?
Right.
Or like, you know, I'm trying to think of another person. Like say like Io and like Becky Lynch. I don't know. Like something like that. Like they don't do that. They just sit there
No,
like,
they
oh,
don't.
you're gonna go on the show right before the pay per view and like you're gonna advertise this match. Why? Why not have it on a random Monday night and be like, here you go. I know they did it. I know they did Rhea Ripley versus Io for the belt in March, but like it's been that long since she's wrestled a singles match
Right.
on Raw even. Like
Exactly.
that's 4 months ago now. Like you're wasting your talent by just saying, "Oh, we only have them on pay-per-views." Then you're basically saying our shows are just going to be filler. We're just going to
I
put out the
got
guys that, you know.
I got one more sidebar. We can go to the next topic, Chris. But do you think there's too many promos on TV right now? You think there should be more wrestling?
Yes, I don't mind the promos, but man, these promos can go for about a good 15, 20. That's cutting down wrestling time. So look, you might do 15 minutes, 20 minutes of promos and might get 10 minutes of wrestling. I think there has to be a balance, or maybe tip the scale just a little bit more and more of wrestling. But there has to be a balance.
Hmm.
I think it only works if you have a captivating story. Like the Bloodline could get away with it for a half hour because everybody was interested to see what they were doing, when Roman would happen next, and the subtle details of every single moment that happened. Like
Hmm.
you have Seth Rollins with Heyman and Breaker and Reed come out to the ring, and he goes on. He's like, "I am the revolutionary. I am the visionary," and it's like, all right, dude. Like we know it's coming, right? Like, and you look up, and it starts at 8. You look, it's 8:30, and it's like you just wasted a whole 30 minutes on this, and then we're not even anywhere. Like
Hmm.
what are we doing here? What are we doing? Like, let's be real here. And then you have guys come out and they talk, and you just need more wrestling. You just do. Even if it's like a short segment, say you cut it down in like 5 minutes, you make it a 10-minute segment. Hey, it's an extra 5 minutes for the next guy. You know, because those
No,
guys are gonna have the time.
most definitely, man, most definitely. Actually, I have to go because I have to get my stuff ready for tomorrow because I have to go out to my sister-in-law's house tomorrow. So I have to get prepared. I have a lot of stuff I have to get prepared for tomorrow. So I have to cut out early. Everybody, you have a great, great 4th of July. Fair and James, they're going to finish things up and wrap things up. Everybody be safe. Fair, you know what? We're going to end on this. We're going to end on this because Fair, he's so nervous. Look at him. He's so shy. He's so shy. No, we're going to end on this. Um, we, I don't. Raw overall, I thought was a good, solid show. Raw's actually started to become a lot better, but now that SmackDown's going to 2 hours, it might actually be just as good as Smack. I mean, as Raw. Um, but it being now 2 hours, who's gonna get the brunt, or who's going to take the loss in this? Because we didn't see Carmelo Hayes. There was quite a few wrestlers on SmackDown we didn't see. Is this going to help hurt wrestlers or what?
What did I say when they announced it? When your favorite wrestler's time gets cut, I don't want to hear about it.
Mm.
I wanted 2 hours. You wanted 2 hours. I don't care who gets cut. Just give me a 2 hour goddamn SmackDown. But as far as to answer your question, though, I think Camilo Hayes gets hurt. I think I think Jimmy is safe because he's mixed in with the U.S. title storyline with Jacob.
Mhm.
Um, where's this Wyatt thing going? We
Yeah,
haven't
that,
even. I've been resisting talking about that because I really don't want to talk shit about this. But that's I don't know what the fuck they're doing. I don't know.
yeah. I don't
It
know
just,
either.
I think it's only they tried doing it to bring back Bray's legacy, but it's just not hitting.
It's not
It's just
hidden.
not.
I don't
They
want to
don't have
say it.
a they don't have a noticeable name in there either. Like, don't get me wrong,
Who's the
Joe.
breakout?
Yeah,
Who are we pushing to?
like Dexter Loomis and Joe Gacy. They might be good wrestlers, but they ain't gonna. They're not gonna be like that's who I want to see. You know, like and the worst part is everybody knows Bo Dallas is Uncle Howdy. And everybody knows Bo Dallas from all you got to do is believe. And it's just not a believable thing. Like, it's like you're literally recasting a guy who was a joke
Yeah.
in the WWE and you're going to make him a serious character. Like, no, I'm sorry. Like, all due respect to them and what they do, but there's just not enough selling power between them. It's just not. Has Eric Rowan wrestled since he come back?
I
He
thought he
just
was
stands
in
there.
no. Yeah. I mean, he does bumps and stuff, but yeah, just overall, like it's gonna be talents like that that really don't have a
And
direction. I
yeah,
guess would be
and
the best way to say it.
And I feel bad for Carmelo because Carmelo's really good. But again, you're kind of forced on the back burner because they're cutting out a whole hour of your matches to sit there and say, well, fuck it. We don't really care. You know, we're going back to two.
Maybe it's more efficient. Maybe it's
Maybe
more
it's,
efficient
yeah,
and actually get they get some promo and equal promo time and in match time. I doubt
maybe
it.
they move him.
We'll
Maybe
see.
they move him to Raw. Maybe they move him to Raw because they need a mid card heel pretty bad. I think he could shine over there a little bit more, you know,
The
because,
draft can't come soon enough for sure.
yeah, because you have Gable and El Grande are out. They're two separate people. They're not the same person. I stand by this. Two separate people.
Nope. Yeah, they're two separate people.
Two separate people.
Yeah.
He's not Chad Gable. He's El Grande Americano.
He's not tagging.
It's
We
two
found that out
separate
on
people.
Raw.
Yes,
I
it's two
understand.
separate people.
Hey! I apologize, El Grande Americano. I thought
Yeah.
I thought you was that guy. You wasn't. You proved me
Or-
wrong. That other guy's
or-
hurt, and you was suited and booted. So
Or is it El Grande Germanico?
could be could have changed the name,
Could
but
be. Could be. Could be. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to Wrestling with the Bros. Shout out to our man James for tuning in. Also, shout out to Smitty for his new job, man. Hey, congratulations, Smitty. Salute, good brother. Everybody be safe. Have a blessed and great 4th of July. We will see you
be
next
safe.
week.
No drinking
Be
and driving.
safe. You know, drinking and driving. Don't be careful with fireworks. Hey, and eat plenty of food. All right, eat plenty of food. Have fun. Enjoy your family and friends. Smitty, take us out, man. Yo, what up, what up, what up? Welcome to the 12th episode. I remember this time. 12th episode of Wrestling with the Bros. Acknowledge us. For fair, Smitty, I'm Chris.